Hi, I'm Tricia Grey, founder of Sing Like a Star Studios, here today to talk to you a little bit about speech level singing, Seth Riggs, and Sing Like a Star. I was highly involved in the SLS or speech level singing organization for many years, beginning as a young student and then as a young teacher. I started teaching when I was only 20 years old. My first clients were referred to me by Seth Riggs himself, and that's how I started teaching. The idea with SLS or speech level singing is that it allows you to sing high notes without reaching or straining for the pitch because the larynx stays in a relaxed and comfortable position. Seth says that the vocal cords should stay connected no matter how high or low the pitch is. Therefore, there's no interruption in the tone quality. There's also no tension or squeezing from the extrinsic or outer muscles of the neck. The most famous singer who studied speech level singing was Michael Jackson. Others include Barbra Streisand, Ray Charles, Prince, and countless others. Speech level singing is said to develop the mix, which is a blend of head and chest registers. This allows you to sing like you have one register from the lowest to the highest, rather than flipping into a lighter, softer sound as you get to those high notes. Every singer needs powerful high notes, but without the strain of pushing the chest voice up. Every singer needs to develop the mix. The mix is a very exciting vocal sound, and it's ubiquitous in pop music today. I was trained in the SLS or speech level singing technique by Seth Riggs himself, and in fact, as I said before, he sent me my first clients and encouraged me to begin teaching. I was highly active in the SLS or speech level singing organization for many years, reaching the highest level of certification, which is level 5. In fact, I even wrote a teacher training manual which was used to train teachers throughout the world in the SLS organization. Here's what Seth very kindly said about me. Dear Tricia, I can hardly imagine a vocal technique teacher more eminently qualified to teach singing than you. You've sung it all: blues, rock and roll, R&B, jazz, opera, you name it. The common thread to accomplish all these vocal avenues is your intimate knowledge of how to bridge the registers from chest to head voice. Your students will be extremely blessed to have access to your rare experience. Most sincerely, Seth Riggs. I feel so extremely grateful and blessed to have studied with Seth as a young singer and a young teacher in the 1980s. In the 1980s, most voice teachers fell into one of two camps. Push the chest voice up as high as you can go, i.e. Broadway belt, or classical singing. Neither of those approaches really work for contemporary pop and R&B sounds. Very few teachers were teaching contemporary mix in those days, as Seth Riggs did. He was a pioneer. Speech level singing was a wonderful foundation to build my teaching career on. Seth taught me so many things, such as the concept of the bridge. The bridge is the area of the voice where we transition from lower register to upper register. In the female voice, this occurs somewhere around A flat to B flat 4. In the male voice, this occurs between E flat 4 and G flat 4. The classical teachers I had worked with before Seth simply brought the head voice down too far, and there was really no discussion of bridging. I appreciated learning how to sing with a natural and unaffected tone that was right for the R&B and pop bands that I was singing with at the time. However, as time went on, I became increasingly aware that some of the tenets of SLS were not really based on vocal science. Phrases like the chords zip up, well, they don't. And the chords should stay together. Well, the chords vibrate open and closed hundreds of times per second, so the chords don't stay together. They do, however, approximate or come closer together for a stronger, more powerful sound. And then there was the fact that every SLS teacher I observed would immediately start trying to get students to mix and giving them long scales, whether they had something to mix or not. Often I would observe a breathy, weak female singer being given a long scale in an attempt to create a mixed voice when there really was nothing on the bottom of the voice to mix. And essential skills like vibrato, dynamics, flexibility, riffs and runs, these were not even addressed at all. The entire lexicon of scales numbered about 6. The 6 scales, combined with various combinations of sound, were used to encourage and develop a great mixed voice. And that is wonderful as far as it goes, but it doesn't go far enough. Granted, these tools are excellent at addressing registration issues and developing mix. Though these issues are vital and important, they're just a foundation or a beginning. To be a good singer, you need so much more than that. As a voice teacher, I felt that I owed my students more. So building on my great education in speech level singing, along with a master's degree in voice and many years in the trenches of being a professional singer in Los Angeles, I put together a course that addresses every issue that singers encounter. This approach includes not just mix and balanced registration, but every skill a singer needs to succeed. I wanted to address not just registration, but other concepts like vibrato, flexibility, dynamics, riffs and runs, belting. We also talk about breath management, building power, and creating a style. So how does the Sing Like a Star approach go beyond speech level singing? In the first place, I've always been of the opinion that you shouldn't be trying to get someone to mix until they have something to mix. In other words, there should be a great deal of development in the lower and upper registers separately before you start mixing the voices together. Most females need more development in their lower register, where their lower voices are weaker. Most males need more development in the upper register or head voice, where they are weaker. And we do this in isolation before we begin to mix. In the Sing Like a Star approach, vocal development is broken down into 8 steps. We call it the 8 steps of vocal development. Each step addresses a particular area that is vital for the development of singers, of contemporary music. In step 1, we address breath management and appoggio. Students learn that there are 2 aspects to breathing for singing: what happens during the inhalation phase, and then what happens during the successive expiration phase. During inhalation, the lower ribs should open out and the epigastrium, which is the area between the sternum and the navel, expands. We call this the 360-degree expansion. Then we use the appoggio concept to control airflow as we expel air by activating the muscles on the sides of the body, the transversus abdominis and obliques. This is what is known as support in singing. In step 2, we activate and develop the lower register or chest voice, the area of pitches below the primo passaggio or first bridge. That is A flat 4 for females and E flat 4 for males. In this area of the voice, the TA or thyroarytenoid muscles are more active. If a singer is breathy and weak in this area, we use adduction exercises known as coup de glotte to encourage better vocal fold adduction. In step 3, we activate and develop the upper register or the high notes. These are the pitches above the first bridge. Most singers are breathier and weaker in this part of the voice initially. Upper register phonation uses more CT or cricothyroid muscle activation, and the vocal folds are longer and thinner. If a singer is breathy and weak in this area, we will also use the adduction exercises, including the coup de glotte, to encourage better vocal fold approximation. And in both steps 2 and 3, we introduce beginning vibrato techniques. In step 4, the singer learns to access both lower and upper registers in isolation. We call these exercises isolators. Then we move to step 5, and that is all about the mix. This is where the speech level singing approach is used extensively. We use various scales and sounds to encourage a smooth transition between registers and to achieve registration balance. Pharyngeal sounds, imposed larynx sounds, and adducted onset sounds, these are all temporary sounds, all work together to develop an amazing mixed voice with an even tone from the lowest to the highest pitches. In step 6, singers learn about onset, how a vocal tone should be initiated. We are helping the singer develop a balanced onset, a healthy way to initiate tone. In step 7, singers develop advanced musical skills like vibrato, flexibility, dynamics, including messa di voce. All of these are essential elements of good singing. In step 8, singers develop style by learning all the basic riffs and runs commonly used in contemporary singing. They learn riffs and runs from the blues and pentatonic scales, as well as stylistic devices that create texture like raspy singing, vocal fry, etc. There are over 700 exercises included in the Sing Like a Star method, and the exercises are set to real music, not just to piano, so you feel like you're singing with a band, and singing exercises is fun. By the end of the course, there's nothing you can't do with your voice. You will have the skills and ability to do anything and everything you see your favorite singer doing. Also included in the course is an extensive science-based manual that teaches you all about how your voice works and how to keep your voice healthy. This amazing online course is available free to all Sing Like a Star students. So if you'd like to get started with lessons at Sing Like a Star, please visit our website at www.singlikeastar.com and sign up for a professional voice evaluation. The PVE, or professional voice evaluation, is where we meet with you and assess your voice, see what your current strengths and weaknesses are, and show you how the Sing Like a Star method can help you sing stronger, sing higher, and sing like a star. Hope to see you soon.
You can sing like a star.